Hey guys, I want to talk to you today a little bit about sort of just this overall process of attempting to live a better life through principles, you know, be they these stoic sort of principles that I'm laying out for you, or things that you were taught as a kid, whatever they may be. Hopefully, you are taking some of the things that I've been able to provide and some of this content that I've shared and applied them to your life. But going back to the process, the goal in all of this is not to get to perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. Humans are imperfect. It's actually our flaws and our flawed behavior and all these things that makes us unique and wonderful. But so often we're trying to do everything perfectly and we're trying to always act in the best way possible. And that's an admirable goal, but it doesn't always work that way. And I'll give you an example to tell you what I mean. So, yesterday was a day that had a couple things that happened that really threw me out of whack. A friend of mine who was in town, visited for a few days, suddenly decided that they needed to get out of Dodge. And it was for completely personal reasons. It was all things that they needed to do and something they needed to do for them. And it really had nothing at all to do with me. But what did I do? Of course, I started to make it about me, not in an aggressive or a self-centered, egotistical sort of way, but we have a tendency to take things personally, especially when there are people that are close to us. Um, Even when you get really good at not giving a shit what other people think about you or say about you, or do, even when they're trying to personally hurt you. If it's some stranger, it doesn't matter, right? But when it's somebody close, you can really start to internalize anything they say or do as having some sort of impact on you, or being some sort of attack on you, or being because of something you do or say. So I started to do that. Fortunately, with self awareness, I was sort of seeing myself doing that, but even the awareness of it didn't prevent it from happening, right? So I spent a good while yesterday sort of processing like what was bringing up these feelings of taking this personally, like wondering why they were leaving. Was it something that I did or said? Even though like I knew deep down it wasn't. I couldn't shake that nagging feeling, and so I had to process it. I was definitely not on my best behavior. I feel like I was still calm and collected and very honest with my friend, but I still feel like I maybe wasn't necessarily fair with them. So I did process a lot of this stuff yesterday, and a little bit into today. I do a lot of my processing via working out, writing, recording my thoughts, recording videos like this one even. Um, and it really helped me get to a place where today I am looking back on that and realizing how silly it may have been, um, to behave in the way that I did, or to think the things that I thought, to think that to realize that those thoughts were pretty ridiculous and a little petty and a little self-serving. Um, but I dug into that and I realized maybe there were a few insecurities that were driving that. Maybe it was the suddenness of it. When people say they like surprises, what they mean is they like good surprises, right? Um, so, just kind of processing all of that and really learning a little bit more about myself has been a really valuable experience. And I urge you, when you do get off track, when your patterns of behavior get disrupted, when you're trying to be the best version of yourself, but you regress a little bit, first of all, don't beat yourself up about it. Second of all, when you have the time, dig into it a little bit. You know, start to just kind of ask yourself why. You know, and that goes back to this whole concept of self-awareness, which is incredibly valuable. So I was able to do that yesterday. It really helped me out a lot. And, you know, again, just to reassure you that this is a process of better living. It is not a switch that you flip. You're not going to suddenly wake up one day and be like, wow, I'm enlightened now. I behave better. I just do all of these things and then everything's great. Life doesn't work that way. I'm sure that's not a surprise to most of you, but I thought maybe you might want the reminder. So I hope that me sharing this with you has been a little bit valuable to some of you. And I really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great, great day.